Hi everybody. Today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at Microsoft PowerPoint and some different tips and hints to kind of spice up your PowerPoints to go beyond just having a picture and some words next to it. So the first thing we want to do is we want to launch our Microsoft PowerPoint, and we're going to choose a blank presentation. Okay, we're going to choose layout, and we can see different layouts. It's probably good to have a title slide, so we're going to choose our title slide. Then whatever our title is, we're going to put that in. So for instance, if we're working with a short story, let's say The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Okay, we also want to give credit to the person who wrote that. So in this case, we'll put in by Mark Twain. Now, after we've put the title and the author in, we want to give ourselves credit. So we're going to say PowerPoint by, and we'll insert our name. Okay, this sets up our presentation so that we know the title, the author, and the person who created the PowerPoint. Then we want to insert a new slide, so we can come over to the left and we can click so that we get a blinking bar or a solid bar, and we're going to do a Control M, and that will allow you to create a new slide. Again, we want to take a look at our layout, and for this one we're going to choose blank. We just want a blank slate on our slide so that we can insert different things. Okay, the first thing that I would like to put in is I'm going to put in a picture. Okay, now typically we have some words and a picture on a slide, but there's different things that we can do. I'm going to go out to Google Images, and one of the things we've been looking at is the Hindenburg. Okay, and I'm going to take this picture, I'm going to click on it, and at this point we know how to copy and paste. So I'm going to go back into my presentation, and I'm simply going to paste that back in. Okay, now that's a nice picture, but what I can do is I can make this picture my background simply by stretching that out. Okay, and if you think about it, when we put this on the screen now, we've got a much larger picture for our audience to see. Now let's suppose we want to put some text in there. Okay, a couple different ways that we can do this. Okay, first of all, we can just go to Insert, and then we can locate Text Box and click on Text Box. We can simply drag and push, and then we can type. Okay, we can also adjust then by double-clicking our size, and we can make that larger if we would like that to increase. We can also do Control A, and that will select all on the inside. If I didn't quite catch my exclamation point there, now I can catch everything. Okay, one option that we have if you're not seeing your words is we can right-click on our picture, and we get Send to Back or Bring to Front. That moves our picture in front of or behind our words that are on the screen. There you see my words disappeared, but if I drag down, they're still there, they're just layered. Okay, so I want to send my picture to the back, and that will allow my words to come forward. Okay, now as you can see, I have a pretty clear vision of the words that are present here. The colors are good. This is light, my words are dark. However, if I would move my words down here to the right corner, you can see that that gets a lot darker. So I can simply take those words, I can change my font color to something that stands out a little bit, which is nice. Okay, another option that I have is located if I select my text and locate it in Shape Fill. Then I can put a background color around the wording. Okay, and that's also kind of nice. Okay, just a couple more fun things that we can put in here. We can insert some shapes like we did earlier in the year, except this time we can come down and we can look at our callouts, and we can actually put in a text box. So I have to drag and click, and maybe this is the guy who's in the actual blimp speaking, and I can type in here. Okay, so if you have any characters or any people that are in your slides, you can have those people actually say things that would relate to their character or things they might actually say from a story. Okay, another thing to keep in mind is we can take this picture and we don't have to make it our entire background. It can represent half of the screen. On the other half of the screen, we could put another picture, or we could simply put some more text. Now, we can also insert word art, okay, and there's a lot of different designs that we have for this. Okay, and then we can simply move around. Okay, if we want to change the entire background of our slide, we can right-click on our slide, click Format Background, and we have some options that we can fill in with over here. Okay, and you can kind of click on those to see what you like. You have options to change colors and so forth. It just depends on what you like. I think that one's pretty good, so I'm going to apply to all, and that will apply to all my slides. If I go back and click, that's going to be on my original one. Okay, now I might want to pull in another picture from the internet. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to click and I'm going to copy and I'm going to bring this one in as well. And notice I kind of have to choose here to see which one it will let me bring in, and eventually it does. Now notice on here it goes over top of my words and hides them. Okay, so I'm going to right click on my picture and I'm going to send my picture to the back. And those are my words that come up. Now notice I can't see those very well. Down below there's what looks like a little podium, and if we really want to see what that's going to look like, we can click on that and we can see up here it's kind of tough to see the words. So I hit the escape button and I'm going to come back. I can either adjust my words and bring those down here, or again I can highlight and I can give them, try a shape outline this time. Okay, now that really didn't improve how it looks, so I think I'm going to do the shape fill again. I highlight that, shape fill, and that really makes it pop out. Okay, so there's definitely some different things that we can do besides just put a picture on a slide, okay, and then words that go along with it. So we can do some overlapping, we can do some bubbles, we can do some shape fills and backgrounds. Okay, when we want to go between slides, then we can add some transitions. If you're in the client version, not the online version, the client version on the computer, and you click this button right here, you get a lot of different choices. Okay, so then when we go down and we use our slideshow podium screen, we get a little different effect when we go between our slides. Okay, and these are just a couple of basic hints and tips that you can use to spice up your presentation a little bit as you begin to build PowerPoints. Best of luck as you go in. This video has covered inserting pictures, layering, inserting shape fills, shape outlines, and inserting speech bubbles. Good luck.